just some things I want to hit on. I mean, first off, I was going to go through the responsiveness of this site, right? But like, you know, the main thing is like, everyone remembers responsive, right? So the main thing is like, you know, we chose the widths for the other page between 768 and 991 because of you know, tablet. That's like the tablet range, right? So let's go down to like somewhere around there, 768. And really, you know, the only thing that we really need to change is, you know, how much space these two take up, right? So we can change that to, let's say, pick 276. And once again, you know, this is all like subjective to you, right? Like, I mean, other than, you know, you want to have intelligence behind the widths you pick right here within the media queries, but then making your site, of course, you know, look good is subjective to you. So I'm just fixing that. And then what did I choose to? Does anybody remember what it was? 276. So we'd want to take this down to 276, right? So as simple as that. Can't remember exactly what it was. It was a side width 276 pixels. Article margin left 286 pixels. Yeah, what was that? That was someone help me out here. Oh, there it was. Example. Right, so that all makes sense, right? So we changed the aside to have a, you know, a smaller width, and with that we had to change the margin, and then we gave, you know, we have that explicit width for the first section, right, within the flex container, and these two are still between 768 and 991, going to slide, right, just like that. And if we got below, no yawning. I heard that. If we got below 768, where are you at? Right? I mean, at this point, you know, we'll go over drop-down menus tomorrow, and also, you know, I'm sure you'll have, you know, you'll be able to, once we learn how to style them, then you'll be able to easily, you know, use JavaScript for like on-click events to drop them down in the coming weeks. But so at this point, what I would just do for this, and you can see, you know, what the guys over at Fedora do. You know, they put in this navigation thing that can be clicked, and it'll drop down, right? But for now, we'll just, you know, at a mobile width, we'll just hide this this aside here. So aside. Display none, right? And article margin left 0. And then we can make, is that you? And then we could just make that example nice and extra skinny. All right? Does that all make sense? So then when it goes to the still mobile, tablet, now you still have the nav, and then laptop and higher, it gets bigger. All right? Does that make sense to everybody? Anybody have any questions on that?
What were you doing to be able to reach the nav on the smallest screen? Once when you've made that sign disappear, how would you reach the nav?
So we'll go over styling like drop-down menus tomorrow, but that's what you do it as. You do it as, so they've done it here,
So you create like a little
icon. Yeah, so like, have you seen sites where they have like, it's like it looks like the burger stack, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right, so we have that. And now I just want to talk to you real quickly about like child elements in terms of like styling them. So if you notice with my site, they have, each of these have different colors. See that? And you could give them each IDs, right? And style them explicitly, or you can just use the child element selector in CSS. Okay? So, and for instance, what made me think of this is you can't really tell here, but since each section has border 1 pixel, these borders in between them are actually 2 pixels, right? So, like if I made it more obvious, where am I at? See how much thicker those ones in between are? You see that? So, in other words, what we could do is, what we really want to do is have, this first one have a border right? And then the second one have a border right. And then the third one, we don't really want it to have a border at all, or border right at least, right? So, you could say, we could go in here. Yeah, so we can use last child. Yep, exactly. So we'll do border right. And we'll go ahead and do border bottom. All right, so you can still slightly see this border over here to the right. See that a little bit? So what we're going to do, there's several different ways we could do this. So we're just going to use header. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Header, flex, and then we don't want this continue one. We don't want this continue one to have a border right, okay? So this continue one is the third child, right? Or the last child. So they have a nice last child one, and you can see, I'll share this link actually. Where is that link? I guess I didn't bring it up. Here we go. So we have nth child. We have first child right here, pseudo selector. You have last child works the same way, and then you have nth child as well. So I'll share this link real quick in the Google Plus group. All right, so go back and over here. We have, we want the last child of this unordered list. So we say last child. And then we want it to have a border right of none. Oh, sorry. Forgot to put in. No? It is a UL. So border right, none. See that in there now? All right. So just to show you also other ways, if I just take this border right, comment it out. All right, so if I want this last child, color red, dot header flex, first child, color green, dot header flex, and see we have this, the way the nth child works. So we have nth child, and then in the parentheses you say the child, and you can do mathematical equations with it, but we're just going to keep it simple, the second child right here. So nth child, make sure I'm putting that in right, sometimes I forget, 2, color purple. Oh, not color. I wonder if flex has to do with that. Well, the header flex is a UL. Anybody else seeing? I'm having trouble seeing what this is.
Maybe you need to target the anchor.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Maybe you have to target the anchor. Header flex anchor if it's the first child.
Well, but then the child element of the anchor is that list item, right? Does that make sense?
I'm wondering, is first child refer to the element itself or to its child? Because it could be that it's first child is the.
Oh, okay, I see. My bad. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's the anchor, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, good call. Thank you. The reason why is the so the child elements of the header flex are anchor tags, right? So this is saying the first anchor child, right? And then the second and the third. So you can use different child selectors there. That's, the main times I see that come into play is this is more of a less like, the way I did it on my site's more of a less like functional way, But the main times I see it come into play is with the when you're doing styling, like with borders and stuff, and you don't want them to be repetitive. All right? So we'll just say, uncomment that, and we'll say dot header flex a last child. Command slash, backslash, or is that a forward slash? I always get those confused. Forward slash. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. See, I always confuse me because I think it starts at the top, to the right, and then it moves backwards. But I like it. I like it. All right. So there's just a little demo on selecting child elements there. The main thing you'll need is just different I mean, the most I see it coming in is when you're doing like layouts like that, that's the most like functional, right?
Well, also, but even an odd are useful if you're doing a bunch of information going down to make it look like a table.
Yeah, so let's do it. Great call. Great call. So let's like maybe also, like to break the monotony up of all of them having the same background color, right? You would have slightly different shading. Does that make sense? So you could do,
2n and 2n plus 1.
yeah, yeah. So you could do every, so just to make it nice and easy, child example, right? So child example.
I don't know if the index is at 0.
Say what?
Is the first child 1 or is the first child 0?
First child is 1.
Okay. Yeah, so then you can just do n plus 1, right?
I don't think it works like that.
But the 2n is going to result in 2. So your first child is going to be ignored.
Right, but I mean just to give them the demonstration of like background color, we don't need to be like subtle. What did I do here? Oh, forgot to save. Yeah, 2n. Why is it not giving background color? Not sure why it's doing that. It says background color red, but it's not doing a background color red.
Sure you have to go into the actual list item
Just try background.
or just do the actual child example? Because you already UL want to give it to its children. If you just, I'm saying don't scope into LI, just child.
You want me to stay there?
Yeah. I was just thinking
Yeah.
try.
This is the only way I've ever done it, is like that, just like we did above. I'll have to look into that. I'll get back to on that. Okay, so the other ones I want to talk about, I want to get through today is,
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Can you combine things like the first child and hover?
yes, yeah. I'll get back to that. All right. This is bothering me now. Let me give a 5-minute break, because this is bothering me why it's not working. Oh, simple as that. Wow. All right. Sorry. The reason why see how it's interpreting it's still going right here, the background color. I forgot that I had when I was messing around, given each given each background to the anchor link, right? So it's more specific. So it's going to overwrite it, right? So if I took this, or if I even did, right? So that's going to take the second one. And then 2in is just going to take every even one. Does that make sense? And the reason why it's got to be the child, the nth child has to be on the list item is because basically the way this reads is it's saying for child example, every list item that's the second list item, right? Every one that's the second list item, that's how that reads. Do this for it, right? And then I just said make its anchor tag have a red background. And you could combine it like you were saying with hover. So like now whenever I hover over every second one, does that make sense? All right. So a couple of fun things I want to end on is bringing in fonts. And one of my favorite fonts to bring in is Font Awesome. That's what we were, you know how you see these icons here? It's an easy way to enable to bring in quick, high-performing icons into your site. So with Font Awesome, you just Google Font Awesome. And you can download it or you can link to it. You can just link to it up here. Style sheet. And let's just make sure that worked properly. So we'll just grab icon. So it's not working properly. So I'll show you a different way. Here, let's just go home. You can download it here. So it's on your own file. I'm going to zip it. No, anybody can take this. This is just a font that you can grab. So we went ahead and downloaded it. We'll unzip it. There we go. And I'm going to rename this file here I'm just going to rename this file Font Awesome. And I think I had it under desktop. Yeah, test. So I'm just going to bring Font Awesome into my file directory here. And now it tells you in here how you have to link to it, all right? So instead of that link, we got to get the right path. So we're in the test.github folder. So all we have to do is find the Font Awesome folder and then take from here on, they've already given us. So all we have to do is delete path and 2. What the heck? All right, so look in the Font Awesome folder, go into CSS, find Font Awesome min CSS there. So we have that. No, I don't go away. All right, so now I put that icon in there, and now you get nice and easy icons to put in to your site. So we can take, simple as downloading that folder, linking to it. So we can take these arrows, right? So say we want these arrows, previous arrow and the next arrow. So we can go into icons, and I just do Command F to find, and see arrow. Here we go. Arrow left. You can click on it, and this tells you exactly what to put in. Right? So we're just going to copy this icon here, and right before previous, we're going to put in that arrow left. And right after continue, we're going to put in this arrow right. All right. And this is cool because, you can do this. The Font Awesome gives you a lot of flexibility here. So just to show you some different examples. First of all, you have tons of icons that you can easily bring into your site, and you can style it just like it's text. So in terms of it's easy to style, you can make them larger by giving them different classes. FA large, 2x, 3x, 4x, see that? You can stack them. You can stack them so that they can be, on top of each other. Let me give you where's the stacked example? Yeah, so you can put circles, squares. So it's real easy. It's fun to play with, and it makes your site look nice and crisp and gives that professional quality to it. So if you want to take 10 minutes, get that installed, see if you can get it working properly. We'll take a quick break.